राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी। जय गांधर्व गिरधारी गौरंग महाप्रभु की जय, गौरताय की जय, लक्ष्मण नृसिंह भगवान की जय, पंचतत्वा की जय, वैष्णव ठाकुर की जय, शिल प्रभुपाद की जय, शिल गुरुदेव की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। हरि हरि बोल। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयं उदीरयेत्। शृण्वतां स्वकथा कृष्णा पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तना हृदयन्तस्थो ह्यभद्राणि विधुनोति सुहृत्सतां नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठकी। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Hare Krishna. So we are reading from chapter 2, sloka 48 of Bhagavad Gita. Right? So we'll do word by word and then line by line we'll try to recite. Yogastaha Kuru Karmani Sangam Tyaktva Dhananjaya Siddhi Asiddhayo Samo Bhutva Samatvam Yoga Uchyate Yogastha Kuru Karmani Sangam Tyaktva Dhananjaya Siddhi Asiddhayo Samo Bhutva Siddhi Asiddhayo Samo Bhutva Samatvam Yoga Uchyate Samatvam Yoga Uchyate Yogastha Kuru Karmani Sangam Tyaktva Dhananjaya Siddhi Asiddhyo Samo Bhutva Samatvam Yoga Uchyate Yogastha Kuru Karmani Sangam Tyaktva Dhananjaya Siddhi Asiddhayo Samo Bhutva Samatvam Yoga Uchyate. Anyone would like to recite? Yogastha Kuru Karmani Sangam Tyaktva Dhananjaya Siddhi Asiddhyo Samo Bhutva Samatvam yoga uchyate. Anyone else? Yogastha kuru karmani. Sangam tyaktva dhananjaya. Siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva. Samatvam yoga uchyate. I will try to do word to word. Yogastaha, equipoised. Kuru, perform. Karmani, your duties. Sangam, attachment. Tyaktva, giving up. Dhananjaya, O Arjuna. Siddhi asiddhyo, in success and failure. Samaha, equipoised. Bhutva, becoming. Samatvam, equanimity. Yogaha, yoga. Uchyate, is called. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Perform your duty equipoised, O Arjuna, abandoning all attachment to success or failure. Such equanimity is called yoga. Purport. Krishna tells Arjuna that he should act in yoga. And what is that yoga? Yoga means to concentrate the mind upon the Supreme by controlling the ever disturbing senses. And who is the Supreme? The Supreme is the Lord. And because he himself is telling Arjuna to fight, Arjuna has nothing to do with the results of the fight. Gain or victory are Krishna's concern. Arjuna is simply advised to act according to the dictation of Krishna. The following of Krishna's dictation is real yoga. And this is practiced in the process called Krishna consciousness. By Krishna consciousness, only one can give up the sense of proprietorship. One has to become the servant of Krishna or the servant of Krishna. That is the right way to discharge duty in Krishna consciousness, which alone can help one to act in yoga. Arjuna is a Kshatriya, and as such, he is participating in the Varnashrama Dharma institution. It is said in the Vishnu Purana that in the Varnashrama Dharma, the whole aim is to satisfy Vishnu. No one should satisfy himself, as is the rule in the material world, but one should satisfy Krishna. So, unless one satisfies Krishna, one cannot correctly observe the principles of Varnashrama Dharma. Indirectly, Arjuna was advised to act as Krishna told him. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्ता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधारा श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. So we are into a very important section of Bhagavad Gita. So this chapter 2 is titled as Gita contents of Gita summarized. So almost like a Gita Sara. So this chapter is very important, where it essence of all Bhagavad Gita is kind of is given in this. And more importantly, we are also into very important section of Bhagavad Gita within this chapter, of this chapter 2. So if you again quickly, if we can quickly recap what has been discussed by Krishna so far, or what has been instructed by Krishna so far, that will also be probably helpful in this context. So so we know that Arjuna was confused, right? Arjuna was on specific mission. He was in the battle of Kurukshetra, but seeing all the elders, the friends, cousins, the gurus, he got bewildered, he got confused. He was very emotionally touched, and seeing all this, so he was very compassionate about seeing all these the great personalities, and he was very morose. What is that he's going to gain by killing all these people? So with whom I am going to enjoy? And then am I not going to be incurring sins if I indulge into so much of killing? And if I also kill all these elders, when the elders are gone, the whole dynasty will go away. The Kuru dynasty, the Pandava dynasty, the losses would be on the both sides, irrespective of who is winning, who is losing. The losses would be there on the both sides. So he was very worried and concerned that there is so much of violence and all this. He was a bit morose, not bit. He's totally confused, totally bewildered, and he lost all the composure, and he surrendered this to Krishna, saying that karpanya dosho bahata swabhava pruchhami tvam dharma sammudha cheta yatreha syam nishchitam bruhitan me sishyasteham syam tan me bruhi sishyasteham tan me, sorry, what is that? Sishyastam, how's that last part of that Sishyasteham sadhimantvam prapannam. So I'm confused, bewildered. I'm surrendering unto you. You please guide me. Yatrehasya nischitam bruhitam shreyaha. What is good? What is beneficial for me? What is auspicious for me at this juncture? I surrender unto you. Please guide me. This is how he surrendered. Then Krishna started speaking about, saying that you are speaking about, you are on one side you are speaking like a pandita, but you are again worrying or concerned about something that is not supposed to be worried about at all. Why? Because he says, he gives the jnana now, jnana to break this the so-called compassion that he has to the material bodies, the relationships, the friends, with all this. So he gives the jnana that neither you are going to be, rather you are there eternally, I am there eternally, all the beings, everybody is there eternally. So nobody is going to be going away or getting killed. We're only changing the bodies. We're only changing the body, just like vasam se jirnani yada vihaya. Just like a torn clothes we give up and then wear new clothes. Similarly, all these people are going to change the bodies. He speaks all this. And then he says eternity of the soul. Dehinosmin yada dehe kaumaram yavanam jara. He speaks all this. No? So we're only changing the bodies. And this, the one which is there in the body, it is avinashanam. Avinashanam. It cannot be destructible. What is there inside cannot be destructible. Achadyam. It cannot be cut into pieces. Or neither it could be burnt. So that such is the kind of eternality of the soul. But what you are worrying about is the external dressing. Even that also, whoever has taken birth in this world is going to go away. Even if you do not understand all this so deep philosophy, we see all that happening in front of us. Whoever has taken birth, they are also leaving. They are the elders, so-called elders, gurus, brothers, cousins, they are also going to be leaving at some point of time. Among all of them, Bhishma is the very eldest among all of them. So include him, everybody. So, he speaks all the jnana. With this jnana, what he was trying to do? He was trying to first remove the attachment or the ignorance he has towards these bodily relationships. He is trying to bring him up, So, from the ajnana to jnana. By giving this whole, the philosophy of this eternality of the soul, the temporary nature of this body, all this. Now what he started speaking, okay, because you are eternal and you have when you taken body in this material world, everybody in this material world has a duty to perform. You as a Kshatriya also has a duty to perform. You have to fight. And if you fight, what happens? Because of dutifully fighting or as big dharmic injunctions you are going to fight for dharma yuddha, you will be attaining, first you will be definitely be winning, right? If you win, you are going to have all this kingdom. Okay. For some reason you think that you are going to lose. Then because you are leaving your body for dharma yuddha, you will be reaching heaven. So in heaven again you will be reaping the benefit of this punya karma or the heavenly the facilities arrangements. He will be reaping the benefit of that. But if you do not do that your duty, it will be sinful. If you ignore your duties, it is sinful. So it is better you do your duty. Do your duty, go to higher heavenly planets or acquire this kingdom and enjoy. Enjoy in the sense, yes, you accept this whatever the benefits you are receiving. So he gives this jnana. So first he gives the jnana about the bodily relationships. Then he makes him understand his duty as a Kshatriya. Then he started speaking how you should do the duty as a Kshatriya, or even we all of us as a normal person. So even if you go to heavenly planets, what happens? That heavenly planet, the life, the duration of that heavenly planet is also temporary. Once that punya karma is over, one has to come back, isn't it? One has to come back. So it's a temporary. So instead of going back and forth to heavenly planets or even to hellish planets in case somebody does any sinful activities, instead of going back and forth this journey, if you do your duty in certain way, there won't be in this repetition of this birth and death or repetition of this karma bandhana, karmic reactions, all that will not be there. So this is the part he is speaking now. So how to perform your duties is very, very important. All of us are involved in duties, right? All of us have certain obligations to perform. All of us have to do. No one can escape. No one can escape. Be it a child also has a duty to perform. A toddler has a duty to perform. A young adult has a duty to perform. Elder person, a senior, sannyasi, he also has a duty to perform. So how to do these duties? So this is the very important section of this chapter which Krishna is speaking. So for that he started speaking about again, if you do your duties in this fashion, the way I'm speaking, I'm going to discuss in this, right? There is no loss at all. Svalpam apihasya dharmasya traite mahato bhayat. So he says, even little bit endeavor in this, the yoga system, what are the system he is going to speak right now. Even a small progress one makes, it takes them, it awards them a far larger or huge benefit of avoiding this repetition of birth and death, going back to Godhead. So, svalpam apyasya dharmasya, even little bit progress, svalpam. So then what he says is then vyavasayatmika buddhi ekeha kuru nandana. So with a resolute purpose. So we should have a purpose for life, right? There is a goal for life. If the goal for life is for our life is a goal, a right goal, or either authorized goal, it certainly awards a good benefit. If the goal is a wrong, contaminated, the purpose, so definitely it is going to award a bad, result. So, but he says, yeah. So those people who are very resolute in purpose, they pursue this path. And then he further now speaks about this this part of the section called karma yoga. So how to do your duties. So we have to do your duties as a yoga. As a yoga. So for that there's a beautiful verse he speaks just before this, sloka 47. So karmanyevadhikarasya ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala heturbhur mate sangostva karmani. It's a very, very beautiful instructive sloka for our life. He says only one is a positive statement in this sloka. Remaining three statements are negative statements. In this you are not supposed to do. Karmanyevadhikaraste eva adhikar. Karmanyeva adhikar. You have only duty to perform. This is only the positive statement in this sloka. The remaining parts of the sloka are negative statements. In the sense, what you should avoid. You have only right to perform your duty. And you should not do other things. What is other things? Ma karma, ma phaleshu kadachana. Ma phaleshu. But you don't have right to expect result. No right to expect result. And then no right to think yourself as the cause of the result, cause of the fruits of this work. You are not the instrument for the result. Rather, of course, you are the instrument. You are not the only instrument rather for the result. Ma karma phala heturbhur. Don't think that you are the hetu. Hetu means the reason, cause for this result. Mate sangostu akarmani. Not only that, don't be attached to this work. Not only that, don't abstain from doing this work. So because this is what I hope you were able to follow, right? Only one positive statement. You have only right to perform. While doing this, don't do all these things. Don't be attached to the result. Don't think yourself as the cause for this result. Don't attach to the work what you are doing itself. Don't think of not doing the work. We refrain from, if there is a little bit inconvenience is there, I don't want to do it. But if it is your duty to perform, you have to, right? You can't, certainly several things in the life certainly will be tough, right? Example, sitting for a couple of hours also is a tough thing, right? Body does not cooperate. But it says, yoga system, it says that being seated like this on the cross-legged, and this is the best posture or position, asana, like this. Like the so many things we don't like, we don't like good things. No, actually, particularly the food, if you look at the food items, there's so many tasty items are there which we are attracted, but they are not healthy. Tasty items are not healthy. But not so tasty items, definitely we don't get attracted. So Karela is there. We are not attracted to Karela so much, Maybe one piece or two pieces we may take. So there are so many things in the life which we, because of inconvenience or that, we may think that I don't want to do it. So Krishna is saying all this. After saying all this, now we are entering into the sloka for today. So what is that sloka? Yogastha kuru karmani. So how to do this? Okay, how to perform this yoga? Okay, he said you have adhikara only to perform. Okay, if I have only adhikara to perform, how to do that duty then? How to exercise my right to perform the duty in a right consciousness, in a right way? How to do that? This is further extension or elaboration of the previous sloka which Krishna is speaking here. So yogastha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddhi asiddhayo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. Yogastha kuru karmani. Be situated in yoga and do it. Now what is that yoga? Higher purpose. Work with the higher purpose. Yes. Okay. So for that, what is that? The consciousness in which we should be doing? Krishna again elaborated here. So what is that he has said? Yeah, yogastha kuru karmani. So don't just do work just because I like it, or don't stop doing because I don't like it. You have a duty, you do it. How? Sangam tyaktva dhananjaya. When you do that work also, the work I do might be very interesting, but don't be attached to that work. Krishna says, Sangam tyaktva, give up that attachment to that work and do it. He's not saying give up the work. Give up the attachment to the work. Attachment to the work. And do it. Then what he says? Siddhi asiddhayo samo bhutva. So when you do work, any work, be it a household work, be it a professional responsibility, any work for that matter, or even a goal which you are chasing in a material world, it could be, as simple as I want a promotion, I want to have a nice building, apartment, any desire, any goal, I want to be very good at something. So what is this? Siddhi asiddhayo. So when you do work, may be successful, partially successful, or may it lead to failure also. But he says, Siddhi asiddhayo. Whether you were successful, whether you are partially successful, or partially failure, or fully failure. Samo bhutva. Always be equipoised. Be equipoised. This is what he says. Siddhi asiddhayo samo bhutva. Samatvam yoga uchyate. This kind of samatvam, that equanimity is the yoga. This equanimity is the yoga. That's what Krishna is saying. So simple in a way to understand it. So how to understand this? Suppose if you are very too much attached to your work and try to do it, what happens? There will be a lot of anxiety. Whether I will be successful, whether I will be, what will happen if I do like this? What will happen if I do not do like this? There will be a lot of anxiety, agitation, disturbed mind. If you are attached to it and try to do it. But if you are not attached to it and do it, just like suppose a master. So master means like a landlord is there. Under the landlord, there is a servant. And when servant is serving the landlord, right? He is not worried about whatever the work he is doing, how it is going to impact him, right? That work he is doing is not for himself, that is for his master, right? So because of that reason, because he is very much conscious that the work he is doing, he is not doing it for himself, rather he is doing it for his master. So he will be not very much attached. If he asks the landlord to sweep the floor, he will sweep the floor. If he says something else, he will do something else. He is not attached to the result. Yeah, I am asked to do, I will do. Right? Because he is able to do that without worry, without concern, without disturbance, because he is acting in the mood or in the consciousness of a servant. He is serving the master. As a servant, he is serving. But when we do work, how do you think? Do you think I am acting as a servant? No, I am the master. I am doing this for myself. Oh, that's the reason worry. The moment I see this something activity associated with me and I, right? The moment that connection is there with I, me, anxiety starts. The disturbance starts. That's why Krishna is saying, Sangam Tyatva, don't be attached with that, but do it. See this, how easy to understand this, what Krishna is saying. So just like a landlord, so Krishna is the landlord. Who is the landlord? Krishna is the landlord. We are the servants. So in that consciousness, if we do, yes, Krishna has engaged me in this service, I do it. Krishna is asking me to do it, I do it. So we may ask, how do you know what Krishna is asking? Whole Bhagavad Gita is about what Krishna is asking us to do. The Bhagavad Gita is full of do's and do nots. On one side he said, don't do like this. He says, he do like this also, he says. So that's what is Krishna's will, Krishna's instruction. So by taking shelter of the Acharya like Srila Prabhupada, and through the purports, we understand a lot better how to understand Krishna's instruction, how to make it relevant and practical to our life. So that's how we have to understand. So, Swalpam apyasya dharmasya traite mahato bhayat. The greatest of the dangers that we may feel we have in our life, all those dangers we would be able to overcome, even if you make slight progress. Swalpam. So, this detachment need not be a vairagya of that nature or that thing where a sannyasi or renounced sort of person would do. No, a little renouncement. It could be as little as from today onwards, I will timely go to bed, I will timely wake up. I will not be attached to so much of to mobile phone or something like that, and then I'll just try to renounce attachment to my mobile phone. I get to go to bed and get up in the morning. So it could be as simple as that. Because that is your duty. Early to bed, early to rise is the greatest way to become very healthy and happy. Early to bed. So like that simple things, whatever we can put into practice in our life, if we can cultivate, that's what is required. And gradually, once we have this understanding, once we further deepen understanding about Bhagavad Gita instructions of Krishna, then we will understand the next level of, okay, fine, I am samatva, I am somewhat, of course that won't happen overnight, and all this samatva being equal to the disturbances in this material life. Material life is full of uncertainties, ups and downs. There will be a moment or a phase where you will be happy. All of a sudden will be put into a very miserable kind of situation. These ups and downs are always there. But Krishna is saying, throughout these ups and downs, throughout your life, you have to be samatvam. You have to be, equanimity is what Krishna is saying here. So how to do that? So that won't be possible unless we seek higher strength. Seek help of the higher strength. That higher strength is Krishna. When we take shelter of Krishna, Krishna gives that intelligence, Krishna gives that determination, Krishna gives us the patience, the tolerance. These are the divine qualities. The patience, tolerance, matra sparshasta konteya, sitoshna sukhdukada. All these are the greatest qualities. Daiviyesha gunamai mama maya durta. Otherwise, it's very, very, very difficult to get out of the clutches of this Maya. This Maya is always trying to embrace you with ups and downs and the dualities of this material world. Always try to make you in a disturbed state of condition. But to get out of the clutches of this Maya is only possible when we take shelter of Krishna. Mameva ye prapadyante maya metam tarantite. Only one who has taken shelter of me only will be able to overcome these clutches of this Maya. Otherwise not possible. Otherwise not possible. So this state of equanimity, all this is only possible when we connect with Krishna. When we connect with Krishna. Actually, Prabhupada always gives very nice example to understand this being connected with Krishna. So he says, so suddenly we know all this light, electricity. How are we getting this electricity or light from? Where are we getting from?
From main source to connection.
From main source we are connecting, we are receiving it. So there is a powerhouse. From the powerhouse there are streams of lines, the transmission lines, distribution lines, finally directly connecting it to the house through the switch, and all this we are connecting. Suppose if there is a disconnect here, what do you think we will have light? We would be in the darkness. We would be in the darkness. Because we are connected with the powerhouse now, that we are enjoying the benefit of this light. Suppose if we are not connected, we will be in the darkness. That's exactly thing is happening for us. We are all in the darkness. Om ajnana timirandhasya. Ajnana timira. So we are all situated in this darkness. Mode of ignorance, darkness. Why? We do not have connection with the powerhouse. And that powerhouse is Krishna. If we have that connection with the powerhouse Krishna, we are in the light. We are the full light. Then we don't have any problem. No misery, no sorrows. For everything we see the hand of Krishna. But unfortunately, because our connection with the Krishna or to that powerhouse is disconnected, we are always under misery. We are always in darkness. And to remove the darkness is just to get connection with powerhouse. That's all. If you connect with the powerhouse, you have so much light. So that's also easy. Yoga is that's connecting with the Krishna. Yoga stha kurman. So connect with Krishna and do your duty. So when we connect with the Krishna and do your duty, obviously there are so many activities which might be so far I might be doing it, thinking that I'm doing it myself. The moment we connect with Krishna, we try to do it for his pleasure or as per his instruction. Even if it is not for his pleasure, at least do as per his instruction. His instruction is this. Yogastu kurukam. You do your duties in yoga. What is yoga? Samatvam. So this is the great quality of Krishna too. Samatvam. Krishna kills so many demons. Right? And he protects the devotees. But who are these demons and who are the devotees? They are also his amsha. Mamai vamshe jiva loke, jiva bhutas sanatanaha. They are also his amshas. They are all part and parcel of Krishna. Out of love and affection to correct his child, a parent chastises his child, gives a gentle punishment or some punishment to one child, to the other child he appreciates. Isn't it? Same thing happens with Krishna too. It is to set right our behavior. Krishna does all this. So otherwise he does not have any enmity towards the demon or anything. Of course, a parent always likes to have healthy, very good, lovely interactions with the children. That is the ultimate way to be. Right? That's the ultimate way to be. So Krishna is trying to set right our behavior correction out of love. Otherwise he does not have any enmity with anyone. Samatvam. So samatvam is the quality even he is showing, exhibiting by himself too. So the samatvam, when he exhibits, it's not that he rewards or gives a blessing of boon to some person, that is that is a favor, and if he is killing some other person, no, that is not. No, in his both are towards the same purpose, to reclaim them, going take to back to Godhead only, to be with them always. That is his mission and purpose for which he descends also, to take us back to Godhead again. So that is the purpose, mission for which he descends also. So the point we are talking about is this quality of samatma is there in Krishna too, and he's telling the same thing. Actually he says, even I do not have any duty to perform in this world, but I also do it. Why? To set, to be a role model to the society, the people in general, and to guide them on the right path. He shows by example. He also went to Gurukul, to Sandip Muni's ashram to learn so many arts and the fields of the learning. He went. Just like a child, he has performed so many naughty things, right? So many mischievous, naughty things he did. So and so like that, So he always does it just to set a good example or guiding example to others. But other people who do not understand the internal meaning of his various pastimes, they may misguide or take a wrong clue or a wrong way to understand or interpret it in a wrong way. That also happens. So here what Krishna is saying is, yogastha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddhya siddhayo samo bhutva samatvam. This samatvam is very important here. That is a very key word here. That is the way to perform this karma yoga or any activity that we perform. And Prabhupada has very beautifully explained here in this further. He says, the following of Krishna's dictation is real yoga. The real yoga is following the instruction of Krishna, is real yoga. And what is the instruction? This is instruction. And Prabhupada further says very boldly, this is practiced in the process called Krishna consciousness. The so-called the Krishna conscious movement is nothing but following the instructions of Lord Sri Krishna as per the Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, through his various the interactions and instructions he given to the various devotees. There is a Uddhava Gita, to Uddhava also instructs Gita. So where all these instructions. So the practicing that is what the Krishna conscious is. So Prabhupada has built this, the vast spiritual empire, spiritual kingdom, to help and guide us in practicing this Krishna consciousness. So Krishna consciousness is nothing but being connected with Krishna, connecting all and each and every activity in Krishna consciousness. That is Krishna consciousness. And he says, only in the Krishna consciousness only one can give up this sense of proprietorship. So we discussed this. So only the moment we have this understanding of master-servant kind of understanding, so the servant has nothing to fear. He just does it as instructed by the master. He is not worried. What happens if he does this way or that? My master told, I am doing. That's it. He is not bothered. His salary is not cut. As long as we follow the instructions of the master, his salary is intact. The moment he breaks or violates the instructions of the master, either he will be out of job or his salary will be cut, because you did not do the job, isn't it? Similarly, we also, Krishna has given us so many facilities without asking. So many things that are essential for the life Krishna has already given. What is essential for our life? What is not so essential for life? We are trying to artificially acquire, thinking that by having it I'll be happy, I'll enjoy. But what Bhagavad Gita says, that the artificially acquiring things will not give happiness, It only gives you more disturbance, more misery. So, but whatever it be, whatever Krishna has given in this world, if we think, if we see that everything has a relationship to Krishna, Aham Sarvasya Prabhu, everything has come emanated from me, Krishna says. Everything has emanated from me. Ishavasyam Idam Sarma, I am the controller of everything in this world, Krishna says. He is the real proprietor. He is the real proprietor. He is the one who is giving. The mango I eat is given by him. Is there any manufacturer who is manufacturing this mango? No. Because Krishna has given, I am able to enjoy this fruit. But I don't see that connection with Krishna. It's actually Krishna, he is the one who is giving this. I see that in terms of money with which I bought this mango. I see that as my ability to acquire it, to satisfy, to fulfill my enjoyment, to fulfill my tongue. But rather, if you see that, oh, thank you, Krishna. What a wonderful creation you have given. You have so much of variety of, the fruits. So much of variety of living forms you have given in this material world. All this is for what? To fulfill our needs, the necessities, and being of having those needs and necessities fulfilled, understanding this purpose of life, engaging all these resources in his service. So the master servant example also. Servant is also given certain facilities by master, right? There might be servant room, isn't it? A master, a landlord may have a room or a facility wherein certain facilities of the house or that could be used by the servant, isn't it? The landlord certainly allocates gives some certain facilities, right? As long as we use those facilities, there is no issue. But instead, if the servant tries to say, like Anantasaya, like Lord Vishnu is sleeping, if he tries to sleep on the couch, what would happen? No, the landlord would pull him out, chastise him, punish him. This is not the facility I gave it to you. The facility I gave to you, something, you use it, be satisfied. If I try to use my facility, think that I am the master, I am the controller, you are going to be out of job. So that's what is happening to us also. So we are not satisfied with what Krishna has given. We want to now artificially acquire things which we do not have currently. And in the process, we get chastised or punished by the loss of material nature. Who is loss of material nature? Loss of material is the energy of Krishna. So that energy of Krishna punishes us. Just like a landlord is punishing the servant, so it punishes us. So this proprietorship of controlling or thinking that I am the master, I am the enjoyer, this attitude will not go away unless we have connection with Krishna. Unless there is a connection with Krishna. So that's what Prabhupada is. By Krishna consciousness only, one can give up the sense of proprietorship. And one has to become the servant of Krishna, or the servant of Krishna. This is the only way. This materiality or sense enjoyment, the proprietorship will go away. We have to be always place ourselves as a servant, never as a master. Right? If you go to office and say, I am the master, will the manager agree? No, you are my servant, he says. He will not agree. He will not agree. And same thing, if you go to house and then say, yeah, I am the master, the wife will not agree. I am the master, she says. Right? So they'll be together. Rather, yes, you understand each other and try to go along. Okay? So taking the position of a servant is the best way to carry out our responsibilities. In that mood or attitude only, we will be able to serve. We will be able to give service Otherwise, we continue to expect service. If I am not taking the position of a servant, obviously I would expect service, right? I would expect somebody to serve me. But the moment I take the position of a servant, I won't demand or expect. If whatever is happening coming to me, fine. Just like a landlord is giving some facility to me, I use it. If landlord is not giving to me, fine. It's up to him. Whatever he gives, it's under his control. I can't demand. We depend. We depend on landlord's mercy. We depend on Krishna's mercy. So, one has to become the servant of Krishna or the servant of Krishna. That is the right way to discharge duty in Krishna consciousness, which alone can help one to act in yoga. It's a very very small purport actually. This in this sloka, but wonderful purport. Very heavily intense. The message Prabhupada is giving here to understand this. What Krishna is speaking here. So unless one satisfies Krishna, one cannot correctly observe the principles of one ashrama dharma. What of the ashrama dharma we have, be it a single or married or what of the ashrama dharma we have, bachelor, irrespective of that, we will not be able to perform our duties unless we take that submissive role of a servant and connect with Krishna. So I'll just say one slow a reference from Chanakya. Chanakya says that Tyaja durjana samsargam bhaja sadhu samagamam kuru punyam ahoratram Smaranityam Anityatam. It's a wonderful sloka actually again. So what he says, how to, again a message related to this, how to do your duties also there in this. That's the reason I wanted to just speak about this. Tyaja Durjana Samsargam. Tyaja, give up the bad association. That's the one. Now, if you give up bad association, you should have some association, right? Human is a social being. Huh? So then he says, Bhaja sadhu samagamam. Be worship or be always in the association of the saintly people. Bhaja sadhu samagamam. Then he says, Kuru punyam ahoratram. So being in the saintly people, do pious activities, good activities. Do pious activities, he says. But again, these pious activities are also not permanent. That's why he says, Smaranityam Anityatam. Though you do this punya karma, but they're also temporary. So always remember the temporary nature of this material world or everything that you do in this material world. So very wonderfully he says. So that's the reason the punya karma is also not encouraged by Krishna. That's why he's saying we should not have any karmic reactions. No karma bandhana, samatvam. That's how yogastham kuru karmani. That's how he says, he advises to perform our duties. So only in the divine association of the devotees, only by connecting with Krishna, one will be able to perform this kind of a yoga system what Krishna is speaking here. Yogastham kuru karmani. And always see the relationship of everything with Krishna. Everything with Krishna. And carry out our duties having him in that consciousness. So with that, I'll just pause here. If you have any questions, comments, we can try to address.
Thank you for the class, Prabhuji. My humble respects to you. And Prabhuji, when you are telling these habits like getting early in the morning, getting going at the bed, and not using mobile phone, we know that good habit. But it is not possible considering our mind, we will say to our mind, just let's leave half an hour extra for this day. Let's use some 10 minutes, 20 minutes Instagram this day. We will learn something, we know that one. But but what as a human being we might have a logical and reasoning conviction to cultivate a good habit.
What is the law? What is the Prabhu?
Like logical and reasoning conviction a person must have.
Right. So, in this material world, this everything is Maya, Prabhu. Everything is, cell phone is also Maya. That's one thing we have to remember. So, Prabhupada always says, he uses the dictaphone. Right? Dictaphone is also Maya. Right? It's a matter only. But Prabhupada has used that dictaphone in the service of Krishna. Similarly, mobile phone. Yes, saying that mobile phone, yes, we don't want to get attached to it just to do time pass or to scroll through some messages here and there and all that, All that, what will it give? It unnecessary, some rumors, some kind of spreading some message here and there. What it ultimately give? It's only waste of time. So, yes, it should certainly be used, engaged for purpose. As long as it is used for higher purpose, no problem. But many times when we scroll through these things, there is no higher purpose. I just want to fill my time somehow because I want to have some kind of not too intensive work I want to do, rather mind intensive work or any such thing. I just want to fill the time. That's it. To fill the time, we scroll through this. So, see, being in this material world, some level of understanding about this things happening around is also required because we are in this world. It's not we are not out of the world, right? So, suppose all of a sudden, if pandemic something is there, I have to know what is happening in the pandemic a little bit, but not to be too much worried about, too much caught up rather with that whole thing. But to the extent we know what is the essential message, what care to be taken, what precaution to be taken, that much pretty much enough. Like that. So, there is a limitation. For everything, Prabhu, regulation is important. Regulation is important. The whole Bhagavad Gita is what is that regulation is what Krishna is speaking. When it says samatvam, it's again regulation. Don't be too attached. Don't be totally giving up. Yeah, samatvam. Be equanimity. To the extent there is a purpose in using it or getting, using it, you have to use it, right? You have to use it. So that is the point when I intend to say that. So when we look at in that's one. Second thing is, there's in 14th chapter Krishna says, dukkha doshanu darshanam. Dukkha doshanu darshanam. In this material world, everything it will give dukkha, and everything has dosha. Everything has dosha. So, but to the extent that you take it in a moderate way, in moderation, then it's okay, right? Say example, gulab jamun. If I keep on eating gulab jamun, what it gives? Stomach upset, sugar, cavities, all this. Well, this concept dukkha. While eating, it's very nice, very juicy, very nice. But if you keep on overdo it, it's a problem. Right? So this is a dosha we should be able to. One who is wise should be able to see the dosha or the defect in it or the kind of misery that it may cause if you try to overdo it. Yeah, if you take one gulab jam, fine, good. Two is also good. But beyond that, see how that is going to impact me. So like that, everything in this material world has this dukkha, this kind of the possibility of getting this dukkha, and also dosha is there. The one who foresees this, he will be away from it. Why will he invitingly invite a disease into my life? Right? Same thing. Anything. If you try to keep looking at a mobile phone, it will impact eyesight. You will be more disturbed. Not only that, what happens? It has a very strong influence on the mind. Mind will be disturbed, Mind will start thinking, though you may have seen that particular message for a minute or for a few seconds, the mind have caught that impression. It doesn't hold that image or message so easily. Mind holds it and keeps reminding you or flashing you with that message, It could be a picture, it could be a statement or something, it could be anything. While you are in a leisure state, when you are just be seated or when you have taken to bed, it flashes in your mind. Huh? So if you avoid that kind of impressions getting into the mind, then you will not have kind of such a disturbed state of mind, right? Isn't it? So that's the reason. So Krishna says in Bhagavad, there's a beautiful sloka, Dhyaito Vishyan Pumsa Sangaste Shopajayate. Dhyaito Vishyan Pumsaha. Vishayan means all these various sense objects, so many material matters. Huh? The mind keeps on dwelling or meditating on those Vishayan when it takes association of such objects. So your eyes only have seen. Mind did not do anything. It's through eyes you have seen it. But mind has caught it. Mind is the leader of the senses. Isn't it? Mind is the leader of senses. And this eye is one of the senses. So the mind has caught it. The manager, who is the mind, has caught it. He is holding that information. And he starts flashing that information to you at various times and taking your mind to various ways. So if you keep on seeing such kind of various messages, mind will be kept on chanchal, kabhi idhar, kabhi udhar, kabhi idhar, kabhi udhar. So like that, it keeps on wandering here and there, right? So yeah, mind has to be regulated to, controlled to, mind has to be taught what is that you should think on, meditate on, what is that thing which should be ignoring. If that message is sent as a message, informative person, just leave it, no problem. But it does not happen like that. It does not happen. It holds on to it. So, yeah, for everything that we do, the moderation is the important. Regulation, moderation is important. See, in that moderation, yes, and with the higher purpose in mind, we use those objects in this material world. Could you please stop? You have some, okay. Hare Krishna.
Krishna said that one should do their duty and should not expect any result from it. So correct. So in Krishna consciousness, we are practicing doing all the things like praying God and doing everything for God. And we also expect that like we want from death and birth cycle to be
What is it, Prabhu?
birth and death cycle.
Birth and death.
We want to be detached from it.
Overcome that birth and death.
That's also like a thing to result we are expecting.
Uh,
So how to understand?
No, we are not asking.
Saying that we are not expecting,
Correct.
but we are expecting this.
Yeah. So certainly in Krishna consciousness, are you okay, Prabhu? Giddiness is that? You want water or something? You want to lie down there? You want to lie down there?
If you want to go on sit.
Okay. So definitely we as a devotees following your Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya Sampradaya, our only desire is to serve the Lord. In whatever the capacity, in whichever the time situations we are into, our only desire, this is only the ashaya or desire. So as you said, yeah, the desire such as the overcome this repeated birth and death, yeah, that is the outcome followed of it. When you are connected with Krishna, Krishna gives his association or taking us back to Godhead. That is naturally would happen, but we do not aspire for it. As a devotee in our sampradaya, that is not the purpose. That is the purpose of the life is to serve Krishna. As we discussed, he is the landlord, I am the servant. I'll just do that. I don't say that, I want to get out of from this place and go somewhere. No, we don't do that. If landlord is happy, he will place me anywhere he wants to place me. It's like that, right? So yeah, our mission or rather our goal is to serve. That's it. There's nothing bigger goal than this. Just lovingly serve. That's simple as that. So whatever Krishna awards is of course he is going to award, certainly. That will be the natural outcome of this Krishna conscious process. But we only endeavor day in, day out to somehow serve the Krishna, to connect with Krishna. That's all we do. Be it a chanting we do, whether we do read Bhagavad Gita, whether we hear Prabhupada's the lectures, anything. The purpose and mission is we want to connect it with Krishna somehow and serve him. That's all. Okay. Any questions, Prabhu? Any questions, comments? Okay. Anything you want to ask, Prabhu? Okay, fine. Okay, stop it. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.